Hi guys, I'm super excited to get started with you on this Christmas bottle tree craft. And here are all the things that we're going to need to make this. We've got some stain. I used a dark color because I wanted it to be nice and rich. I have some gloves here to protect my hands. I've got some rags, a little piece of pine. Mine is a 1/4 inch thick. It's 9.5 inches long by 2.5 inches wide. But that could vary depending on how thick you want your wood to be or on how big the bottles that you use are, because you want it to extend a little bit beyond your bottles at the base. We'll take a look at that later. And all of the other items are little ornaments and little leftover craft items that I have that I want to stick in these bottles to decorate our tree, as well as some little twigs that I broke up from just a twig that I grabbed outside my door for the stem of our tree, and of course your trusty glue gun. So the first thing I want to do is stain my piece of pine wood. Again, mine is 9.5 inches by 2.5, and it's 1/4 inch thick. Yours might vary depending on the bottles that you use. It's nice to leave a little bit of extra around the bottles. I'm applying the stain with a rag. I'm using a gel stain in espresso, which is a nice dark color. You can keep applying and wiping off the stain until you get the color that you want. I like seeing some wood grain personally. Then you can set that aside to dry. So here are my dollar store bottles, which actually inspired this project. These came in packages of 5, and we need 12 in total to make our tree. So with 3 packages, I end up having a few leftovers, and I'll keep those and use them for another project. Okay, so the first 2 bottles will be the tree trunk. I'm using a few twigs from my front yard. The remaining bottles will be filled with various leftover Christmas craft items and miniature decorations from the dollar store. I think it looks nice when you use some groupings of miniature ornaments and glittery balls and bells, and then intersperse some individual slightly larger decorations like my snowman and this cute little penguin. The challenge in finding these things is finding something that fits inside the mouth of the bottle that you're using. Don't forget, a star is perfect for the top of our tree. Next, I'm using my glue gun to glue together the two bottles that make up our tree trunk. Then I'll glue these to our wooden base, which will hold up the rest of our rows of bottles. Here's where you might want to play with the arrangement of your bottles before you do your final gluing. I glued mine side by side in rows first, and then finally I glued and stacked the rows together.